When Nivi got ready for the school at 7 in the morning, she quietly went upstairs to her mother's bedroom and slowly opened the door. She saw that the things were scattered. When she came down to the drawing room, she found her father sleeping on the sofa. Having come to her room, she took out 50 rupees from her piggy bank and kept it in the pocket. She picked up her school bag to leave for the bus when Saroj, the maid at home, came to say, "Nivi beta, have aloo prantha before you leave." Nivi looked at Saroj auntie with disappointed eyes. "No, auntie, I am not hungry." Saroj insisted and made Nivi carry the tiffin in bag. Nivi left for school. Saroj auntie thought how unfortunate the 13 years old girl is to witness daily fights between Sahab and Mem Sahab. She looks grown of worry and neglect at this young age. Saroj the maid had been working for Suman and Subodh for the last 10 years. Both were working in high positions in corporate jobs, good multinational companies. Nivi was the only child to the couple. There is no dearth of anything, but both of them would keep fighting. Subodh had been seeking divorce from Suman for some time and wanted Suman to take the responsibility of Nivi. And Suman, on the other hand, was more interested to have a big share of the family assets than to have responsibility of Nivi. The child was kind of neglected with an indifferent attitude of the parents who often used abusive language against each other. Poor Nivi would come home from the school and hid herself in her room. She only had Saroj auntie to talk to. Like every day, Subodh and Suman had breakfast in their respective rooms and left for office. Around 12 o'clock, they got a call from the school that they should reach the hospital as Nivi was injured. On reaching the hospital, they came to know that Nivi had had a fall from some high point in the school. She was in the ICU and preparations for surgery in the head were being made. The operation started, but the injury was grievous to have taken Nivi's life. Subodh and Suman were so stunned and shocked that they looked senseless. Nivi's grandmother also came, and seeing the son and daughter-in-law, she turned her face away in disgust. The statements of the school teachers and fellow students were recorded, which informed that she fell down due to loss of balance. After the completion of 13 days of mourning and rituals, Subodh tried to stop his mother, but with tears in eyes she said, "You both are murderers. Your stubbornness has made me lose my granddaughter. I wanted to take her with me, but both of you made her a pawn of ego and took her life." Mother left. Saroj auntie, the homemaid since long, was in shock since then. Somehow she regained her senses and said to Suman and Subodh, "Madam, I will not be able to live here anymore. The walls of this house are filled with sobs of my Nivi. I have seen her crying so many times. She would cry in my lap and more would do so in hiding. I felt like taking her away with me, but I was a coward. I couldn't do that. If I had gone with her, maybe she would have been alive today." Now Suman and Subodh probably had nothing to say. As the days passed, their fight turned into a strange stillness. All their emotions had turned into silence deep inside them. It was a Sunday, and with much difficulty, Suman had gathered the courage to go into Nivi's room. Both of them had not stepped into her room for months. What kind of parents were they? Her room, her bed, pillow, her books, her pencils, pens, worksheets, everything was kept as it was. When she opened the cupboard, her clothes fell down. This was her light blue night suit that she often wore. Suman started taking things out of the cupboard while crying. Then she found a blue-colored diary in her hand. With trembling hands, with fear, she opened it. Some of the front pages were torn. Page after page, the story of a broken heart was recorded in small pieces. Mummy, Papa, I will not write dear to you because dear means lovely. Papa, while talking to Mummy, you address me as your daughter. Mummy talks about me and says your daughter to you. Why don't both of you say our daughter? On the next page, she had noted, when I go to Mama's house, Mommy love me much. When Mommy calls Tinu my child, she hugs him hard and says, my child. I feel that I am not someone's as loved one. Mummy, I obey you and do as you say, but you have never called me my child. Another page read, Mummy, when I go to Bhua's house, she also loves me a lot, but she always cooks food of Rohan's choice. I like Rajma very much. I asked you to cook Rajma and he retorted not to bother you. You asked me to have Rajma or whatever I liked, cooked by Saroj auntie. Mummy, I have stopped eating Rajma altogether. I don't like them anymore. Papa, I am very scared of your shouting. Papa, I want to go out with you for a drive to have ice cream. You tell me that you have no time for useless things. Papa, when Chinu, Mosi and Uncle take me and Vipul for ice cream, they never say this. You know, Mummy, I want to go far away from my house where I don't want to hear that I won't keep Nivi. Where I don't have to hear Papa's shouting. Papa, if I were older, I would never have troubled you both. I would have gone far away on my own. I love you both so much. Why don't you love me? Another page, another thought. I love you, Saroj auntie, for making me sleep with you when I'm scared, for listening to everything I say. Now this page was for Dadi. Dadi, I love you. Please take me away from here. I promise I will never trouble you. Suman hugged the diary and started crying loudly. After a long time, her grief welled out with shrieks. Subodh also came after hearing it. Suman gave him the diary. While turning page after page, his expressions kept changing. He could not control himself and sat down on the ground. Suman said, crying, Subodh, do you know that was not an accident, but suicide. It was suicide, Subodh. The relationship which we considered a burden, our Nivi freed us from it. Subodh, we both have killed our daughter. Subodh started crying bitterly. This story is of every household where parents fight in front of the kids, or the household breaks apart and the kids bear the brunt of those broken relationships. If you cannot give a good upbringing, then you have no right to give birth to a child. Good upbringing does not mean having money and luxuries. It means how close you are to your child when he or she needs you.